she wasn't as broken, but she was pretty good. Yeah, and she's very
I'm
easy to
looking up the
use.
timeline of the
Okay.
hero releases.
Getting the Google fact.
Hmm.
Okay, so the very last character that they released before they went to Monolith was your boy Crunch, and then the very first was Seraph, and then Aurora, and it wasn't Morgesh, it was Shinbi,
Oh,
Oh
geez.
and then
my.
it was Yin,
Oh, because they were all already
Shinbei.
about jump.
and then it was Yin, and then it was Morgesh, Revenant, Phase, Wukong, Wraith, Zinx, Drongo, and then they stopped releasing characters.
Hmm.
Going
Um,
down the memory lane.
yeah, bro, Wukong, man, fucking Wraith, dude. By the end of the game, Wraith was such a problem. This because people with like sixth senses started playing the game and
Yeah,
just like
shoot at whatever.
demolishing me, and I was like, okay, great, like nice. I don't know, but
um,
whatever. Maybe I was bad. I don't know.
yeah. So I just wanted to retouch on this on the concept. One thing, so I don't know if you're aware of this, Kenny. So I'm just going to reiterate it, and this for all the viewers if you just tuned in. We're going to discuss. I want to just reiterate about how Strange Matter Studios is located in somewhere in Quebec, Canada. Quebec being a province, Canada being the country. And I'm a Canadian, and it was a part of my
I can
job.
tell because of the moose.
So now we're talking about custom characters. So if you had a custom character that you uh, could create, if you were Sylphin, an Omninon, who would you create and why?
I have one.
Okay.
Iron Man like idea.
Good
Okay.
crunch.
Yeah.
So I can just chill out a little bit. Man, every fucking game of Crunch, I felt like I was on cocaine. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Oh, I got the kill. Oh fuck.
All right, Kenny. What's your idea?
Kenny?
Well, just a character with accessory type of deal with different abilities. Well, kind of like Howitzer, I suppose. That's already existing. Never mind.
Okay, that's okay. I'm gonna come up with someone that I would love. I saw it in the Discord chat earlier, like literally 2 hours ago, so I gotta mention it. What if there's a shape shifting character? Same thing like Artie and Smite. Artie, if you don't know, she's a support main, and I'm a support.
So a spy from TF2.
Look, yes.
Wait, Greg, do you mean because Artio, she has two ability sets where she shapeshifts into a bear, but
Yes.
what Kenny's mentioning is like because Spy would like turn into one of the characters on the other team.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Oh, I
That
thought you
that
meant.
changes the game a lot. I would love to
Yeah,
see.
you two were thinking of two different things.
Whoa, I just had like a brain blast, like Jimmy Neutron ass shit right now, and I probably shouldn't swear that much. Anywho, too late now. And imagine if there was a character that their kit was about stealing the abilities of the enemy heroes. Their whole kit besides their ult.
Almost like a Kirby.
Yes. Like a Kirby.
Yeah, but
That
that
would kind of
sucks if
make the
you're.
meta. The
Yeah,
meta
that
character.
would we kind of. I don't know.
Like everyone would pick that character.
Yeah. And then, like, what happens if you steal that? Like, if you're in the mirror match, what would that become?
Uh,
You steal the
no, but
ability to
what?
steal.
Okay.
You steal the other person's house. Like,
Well,
you steal their monitor.
let me help you visualize it. You know that Pokemon has a blob that shapeshifts into everything?
Okay.
So that blob how do I put this? The character in Fault would not steal abilities, but would copy them. So her Q would copy another person's Q. Her W would copy another W, but it would add a little twist to it to make it her own. So let's say this blob that we're calling it for now decided that I think this is a really bad idea now that I'm thinking about it, but we're here now. uh, what if this key? What if this ability twisted it? So let's say you're this blob and you take Narbash's E, which heals for them at expense of your mana. It would change it though, so that it would heal. Oh no, this is difficult now.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're
Too
kind of
deep
in a
down the
deep
Like
rabbit
your
hole
hole
right now.
brain is like taking a shit.
You're in a deep hole right now.
Oh boy. The.
I think the concept of having a character that like one of their abilities changes them is kind of cool. Like, because Smite has a few characters like that, like Uller and Artio,
They
where
have different stances.
they're all
Depending
gives a
on what
different
stance you're
stance.
in, you get different ability.
And like, was there a character like that in Paragon, like with stances?
Is that
Wukong?
Attack,
Who?
stance, or whatever. I think that was Wukong, right?
Wukong.
It was.
Oh, yeah, he had yeah, he sort of changed stances. He had like the
Yeah.
wind mode and then the fire mode or something.
Yeah.
But like Artio transforms from a human into a fucking bear, and like Uller in one of his stances he has a bow and he has lower movement speed, and the other one he pulls out axes and he like runs stupid fast. You know what I mean?
So you think we were talking about stances? You think that's a good thing, like a shape shifting kind of stance?
More characters that, because like with those kind of characters you get a higher skill ceiling
Yeah, you
because
do.
you, instead of having 4 abilities you have 6,
Kind
right?
of like Devil May Cry.
Yeah, in Devil May Cry
We
you
could just have Dante.
Yeah, but in
let's
Paragon we
get
ran.
Dante.
In Paragon we did run into an issue where at the highest level Wukong was without a question the best character in the game. He was.
Eventually.
He was.
I
Like,
think it was balanced.
Yeah, I never felt that like Wukong was like fucking.
He was just annoying. That's all. It was just gruesome
Yeah, but
character.
I think it was balanced well.
I think the type of
Um,
character I think would be real interesting is, again, sort of like a nod to Apex Legends, just like a tracker character. Like their ult would literally just be like show the position of all characters on the map. It's like 60 seconds or something fuck like that.
oh, that would be awesome. So basically, like how Wraith makes your team invisible, this character makes the enemy team visible.
did you just say,
Yeah,
Taylor,
like
make the enemy team visible for 60 seconds?
yeah, just something like absurd
Bro.
like that.
Can you imagine? You
Like you
literally.
can just
Ultimate.
wall hack your entire team. Or, okay, let's 30 seconds then. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like again,
30
this isn't
seconds
always
still
going to
too
be
high.
viable. Like it doesn't
Like,
do any extra
That's a
damage.
good idea.
It's purely just to support
Not
the
60 seconds. Oh my god, bro.
Again, it's throwing a number out there so you had.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's because like if it
And
was
again, it's
60
an
seconds,
ult.
you'd
Let's
have to
say
get
now
it
all
every
of a
5
sudden,
minutes.
well, that's getting. It's not dealing any extra damage, so you have to have it be spread out like that.
Yeah.
Well, how
Um,
about
But then
this?
again, something smaller, it's like you're able to, I don't know, you're able to tag a character, and because you tagged them in your site, you're able to doing more damage to them. Something.
Hmm.
Or like
Heroes
the
of
idea.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. I feel like taking influence from other games definitely has play because it's easier to tell what works, what people enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think that's a really good idea. So if we went off that, so we said the alt was Widowmaker from Overwatch. Uh, and which is basically you see every hero on the map for a certain amount of time, for an X amount of
Yeah.
time. Uh, and Widowmaker's a sniper.
Yeah.
What the concept of sniper is pretty cool. By the way, we don't have any of that. Well, I guess if you consider Wraith, but Anywho, what do you think would be their kit? Like so we got their all. We don't got no. We're not sketching anything, but what would be the kit? What would be the Q, W, and RMB ability?
Um, maybe like a I don't know. I mean, Murdoch already has this, but like, what if like like a trap that gives like a movement speed debuff? You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Then like maybe like if the trap is in the jungle, it gives like a
Yes,
bonus debuff or
I think
Or
something.
like
movement
an
speed.
actual bear trap that just does like damage over time.
Hmm.
And
So like they bleed.
I think that's a good idea, and I actually, personally,
DOT,
in
yeah.
my opinion, I think Murdoch's trap is uh 50% of the time it's useless. It's actually probably less than that. But I saw
It'd
something
be
in
nice if they like set it off and just launch across the map.
yeah. Imagine if you could set a trap, but it has like an extended range. So without leaving lane, I could set a trap at the doorway to the Raptors. Or is that just too
Mm.
broken?
Kind of remember when we were talking about time and stuff like that?
Yeah,
This completely circumvents time for a non-ultimate ability.
that's true. That's true. Okay. So you think uh
Maybe like something that has to do specifically with the jungle. I mean, but like I wonder if that would just become redundant by the end. Or maybe like in the early game, like you know how because like the more you upgrade an ability, the stronger and stronger it gets.
mhm.
What if like in the early levels of that ability it does bonus damage in the jungle and then at end game it just does the exact same amount in the jungle or not? You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it could like encourage
And we're
like
still
better
talking like
control of
something
the
similar
jungle.
to Murdoch's trap.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Okay. What if? So let's say that's the W. That's the W ability of this yet to be named, completely made up character off the top of our heads. So we got this person's alt, and we also have this hero's W. So now we're talking about the Q, and Q is usually it's the Q because it's usually the most used ability. It's usually pretty concrete and great, but it usually has a low cooldown time. So what would be the Q of someone that can see the whole map for a certain amount of time? What would be the Q? What would benefit that character to be able to see the map? I think the idea of just making it a sniper, simple as that. This person, just like Murdoch. Oh my gosh, we're basically making Murdoch now. The
The better
ideal,
Murdoch.
uh,
What about like a line attack or something?
yes, someone that, but a snipe that can go through walls. Maybe not as crazy as Murdoch's alt, but some,
So like race.
Yeah, that would be like Wraith.
yeah. Maybe not a
So
sniper
it
then.
would so maybe like not like a hit scan thing. What if it was like I don't know. This is the first thing that popped in my head, but you know, like you have like a slingshot where it's like an actual projectile. It's not like a bullet, like that kind of line attack. And it could like, cause like I'm just going off the whole idea of like a bloodhound inspired character like Chandler brought up, and
And
like
that's
really
kind
like
of like the exact image, something like Bloodhound from Apex.
yeah,
Okay.
like kind of
Whereas
like a
like
nature woodsy based. I mean, like you have Chimera, but he's kind of like caveman. You know what I mean? Like
Awesome.
he's not
yeah,
really like
it's like the
focused on
what do they call them?
tracking.
The technological tracker or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Hmm. So could you guys just break that down for me again? So how exactly would it be different than Wraith and Murdoch?
So Wraith is specifically an ADC.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or no, was he even? He
He
was
was
supposed
a
to be.
mage.
No, yeah,
He
he
was
was
a
supposed to be a mid lane, but people
yeah.
started playing him as
I
ADC.
would call him a hybrid carry is the
Yeah,
word I
he's
like to
pretty
use.
hybrid.
Yes.
Yeah, he's hybrid. But his main thing was laning.
Okay.
He never really had abilities for like taking down
Do we
minions
agree
or
this
like
character would be in the jungle?
movement. Like movement alteration. So like a jungle would have. So like for example, Chimera has his lock on jump. You know what I mean, and
Okay. Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. Um, and Sevarog has like his dash and his root and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Murdoch is just kind of weird with his trap because it seems very odd for his kit. It seems great for the lore, but it just seems odd for what he's
Well,
actually trying
the
to
trap
achieve.
is to reroute them so they don't go the regular escape route.
Yeah, I
What?
guess.
Okay. So let's say that's that. And Chandler, I heard Chandler mention right fast, or gotta get swole. I heard him mention right fast about he thinks they should be like a main jungle. We don't wanna specifically make them a jungle, but that's probably where the majority gonna be played. So let's
Yeah,
say
like that's kind of where I'm trying to think. Just
okay.
kit like
So
with the jungle in mind.
yeah. So let's say that. Let's say we're going with the jungler. So we got the ultimate, we got the Q, we got the W. Now we're on to the RMB ability. So this is the right mouse click ability. Uh, hmm.
I think right click should be the Q.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. However you set it up. You're,
But
but
yeah.
yeah.
I'm just being
What?
picky.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm being honest. I've been on PC for this is like I'm going on to my third month now, so I'm a bit like I'm only now remembering that it's called RMB to be honest. Uh,
Yeah, what's the circle?
uh, that would be the W. The circle would be the W.
Okay.
Anywho, so if we're doing this, so now we're talking the fourth ability, the fourth ability or the RMB ability. So the RMB ability, it's usually something you can use immediately, but it usually has a bit of an impact. Like you'll see something like Narbash's Thunk will usually no, that's a Q ability. You'll see something like Narbash's Heal is on the RMB ability, even if you might not have it set up that way on your PC. But the reason for that is because it's usually a continuous ability or an ability that has a great impact but has a sort of longer cooldown. I might be wrong with this, but that's what I've seen over the little bit of stuff I've seen. So, what would be a good jungle ability, and it has to synchronize with
What about some sort of CC?
I think that's where we're going with this. I think I
Yeah,
kind of set it
yeah.
up. I think we're talking if we're talking jungle, we need some kind of CC. I think the reason why Boris is not a good jungler at the moment is simply because Boris has no great CC. And if you look at all the great heroes, I just want to touch on this. Sevarog has a fantastic CC. It's difficult to hit. Grux has a good CC. Crunch even had a good CC. Who's the other main junglers?
Do we?
Chimera has one. So when it comes to Boris, I just feel like I mean technically he has something like he has this like raw claw attack, but like I call that like a soft CC.
Do
You
you
need to hit
guys
them
know the
hard.
kit of Boris? Because I don't know it.
I can try to tell you it off the top of my head. Okay,
Uh, okay.
You
okay.
pull it up on screen.
I can do my best. I don't think I got any Boris gameplay. Hmm. You know what? I'm probably gonna screw it up, so we're probably gonna leave this alone. Actually,
Sure.
yeah. So we're talking about CC. So what would be a good ICC for that kind of character? This made-up character.
um, I'm inclined to say root.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it has to be a root. I was kind of
I
hoping.
thought
I was kind of hoping someone would say that. To be honest,
I was thinking more of it like a big slow,
a big slow. You think that might be?
maybe AOE slow.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
An AOE slow. So it's still soft CC, but it affects an AOE. So it actually might be very
Yeah.
beneficial. Ah,
Maybe
actually,
even like adding some DOT to it.
some
I don't
damage
know.
over time. So what if we said we have an AoE ability? And this ability we're expecting this ability to be a great impact and have a long cooldown compared to the rest of the kit, except for the alt, of course, it's going to have the longest cooldown. Um, and we're talking this ability now is an AoE slow that decays over time. I'm just going to add that in. And what exactly did you say there, Steve?
Damage over time.
DOT. Also, just add this in, because I'm getting horrible flashbacks from Morgesh. Can it be a melee, not a ranged slow?
Yeah, I think it has to be. I think that's a good idea. It has to be a melee.
Fuck
You
those
just club
hives.
him with like a
Because
spiked
no
baseball
one's
bat or
trying to
something.
create a character that has two abilities that don't miss and a third ability that is an AoE that basically doesn't miss. I'm talking about Morgesh, everyone, who is the easiest character to ever play ever in any MOBA ever. And she was
Ever.
fucking broken for 3 weeks and was still good at every level after that. And yeah, anyway, we're just going to leave it at that.
What, easier than Aurora?
It's so
Aurora, you
fucking.
still had
I
to aim.
haven't done the science to quantify that yet, but they're hand in hand. I'll tell you that much. Is my opinion.
Yeah.
But if we're gonna call it melee and it's damage over, what about literally just like a Negan,
What? Sorry there, Chan. Your mic cut out for a second.
A
like
Negan
a
bat.
Negan bat?
Yeah,
What
like
is
a
that?
barbed wire bat type thing. Where it's
Lucille?
And you just slap them with it, and they stagger a little bit or something.
Oh.
yeah, that could
That
even be
has
like
to be a
And
big
then it's a
ass
little bit,
bat.
yeah,
yeah,
and then a bit of damage over
That'd
could
be
be
cool.
like
let's
a
say, or whatever.
That'd be cool.
like a
That makes me think of Ymir in Smite. I don't know if you can call it a bat, but he basically is this big frost giant that has a baseball bat with a bit of. So I think it's really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
and you know like so that idea of like it could be like kind of flavorful where like the bat like staggers them. It doesn't root them, but they can still like wander around kind of.
Hmm.
But it gives that damage over time because the barbed wire or some kind of sharp thing gives like the sharp like the piercing to it. And it couldn't be long range.
Okay. So we're just gonna recap all the abilities, and this is just a completely made up character, folks. We have an ult that for an X amount of seconds lets you see every character on the map through walls. Simple as that. We have a Q. I'm going to leave the Q for last because I'm still not fully understand it. We have an RMB, which is like a CC slow that does a bit of damage over time, and it's an AoE slow. And what do we say? And we have a W. Can you guys help
Ranged
me out?
attack.
I forgot the W and Q.
One of them was like a ranged attack with slingshot. I don't know.
Yeah, like a line, like a slingshot kind of where it's a projectile, not like a hit scan thing. Like Murdoch's ultimate is a hit scan. You know what I mean? Like the bullet goes where he
Yeah.
aims.
Okay.
But a projectile is you have to actually like aim it, and it is like a thing that enters the map. Also, Greg, really quick,
Yeah,
Reverb,
introduce yourself to chat.
yeah, Reverb wants to know which voice is yours.
Let me try to show which voice is mine. Let me just jump in the Discord right quick. Also, chat, we graciously got a bit of gameplay from Reverb. So after we're done with this topic, we're just going to take a short 5-minute break so that I can bring up the gameplay and put it on stream. And then we're going to go back and we're going to talk and we're going to mention what the topic's going to be right now on our comeback so we can think about it. And that is going to be. I got a list. Just give me a second.
Greg,
Greg with
Reverb said it's
chat.
not gameplay.
What?
You just got scammed.
Fucking bamboozled. Either way, we're gonna take the 5-minute break, and we're gonna
Kids.
still look at what he sent me because he sent me it, and I appreciate what he did for me. We're gonna talk about a battle pass system, so similar to the season pass, but we're gonna talk about a battle
yeah.
pass system that would be in the game as basically a way to keep you engaged and want to keep playing the game. So we're gonna take a 5-minute break there, and Kiragu, I see you're in the chat. You're welcome to talk and come in 5 minutes. Thank you, everyone.